Right now, our live team coverage continues this morning following the devastating floods across central Texas and the Hill Country. In total, at least 82 people have died in the Hill Country and dozens more are still missing. Coming up, our Devon Rahming will join us in just a few minutes with more on how you can help those impacted. But first, we are starting with Jacob Rascone and Amanda Henderson, who are both live for us this morning in Kerr County. Good morning to both of you. What are you seeing right now?
Good morning.
Steph, good morning. I mean, maybe we just step out of the way briefly to show where the Guadalupe is now. And Amanda, as you and I, because you were above this on a platform looking down for some time.
Yeah, about 30
and
feet
for
in
the
the
first
air
time
compared
now.
to where we are now.
Oh, and the air, yeah, right above now. But now you know, maybe describe, this is the first time too that you've seen this up close.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm going to walk through to just give you guys an idea. I mean, right here, we have roof shingles. Right here, we have a tie. Right here, we have what appears to be siding from a house. This is all debris. I mean, we've seen cactuses, we've seen tree branches, we see, I don't even know what that is in the water, guys, but it is some kind of just giant piece of what appears to be metal carried over here. And I'm going to be honest, this is Louise Hayes Park, so this very well could have come from the park. This very well could have come from miles away. We don't know. I mean, even just looking in the trees, Jacob, it's hard to quantify the amount of damage until you see it for yourself here. And that's what you've been telling me all morning. You said, I had no idea, even seeing photos, what it was going to feel like coming out here.
So imagine those watching from home. I mean, you see the headlines like this one from the San Antonio Express, which already is outdated, unfortunately. 68 found dead here alone in this area. We now know that's higher. But if you start to imagine how this happened, that at 2, 3 in the morning, the pounding rain, which if you didn't know any better, is just a thunderstorm that's really bad. We get a lot of those. But by 4 a.m., this river is 2 stories higher or so, and is so strong, and it has overflowed so much that the cabins and the homes and the RVs and the cars that are nearby and the people are swept away. And one of the questions that many people have back home is, okay, what do I do? Yeah, I mean, I can pray, absolutely. I can think, I can reach out to anybody I know. What do I do to help?
And that's been the big thing out here. And I know we have a lot of people back in Houston who have been covering all angles of what Houstonians can do. But we've had people from across the world. I've had people from other countries, continents, even reaching out, saying, what can I do? And I think that just speaks to the fact that people want to help these families. And this is something, like I mentioned, that we've been covering in Houston. I know that you've been covering this in Houston, and there's been so many people who have been talking about this.
And Devon Rahming is there in Houston talking in part about some of the help that is happening and how, if you're interested, how you can help as well. Devon?
Hey, Jacob and Amanda. Yeah, we are here on the campus of the University of St. Thomas, where in less than an hour there will be a donation drop-off that's set to begin. It's going to run from 9 to 3 o'clock this afternoon, and it's going to all take place right here at the Veterans Success Center on campus. And, many other locations across the Houston area have also been collecting donations all weekend long since the tragedy first broke. Now, over the weekend, hundreds of people came out at donation drop-off sites to drop off everything from water, hygiene products to canned goods and cleaning supplies. And several local school districts like Alvin and Humboldt ISDs, along with Typhoon, Texas, and the Salvation Army are collecting goods. And in addition to the donation drives, several big name outlets like the Dallas Cowboys, the Houston Texans, and the NFL Foundation have come together to donate a combined $1.5 million to communities impacted by flooding in Central Texas. Meanwhile, locals across the area are finding joy amid a time of grief and being able to help.
It makes me really happy. I'm just happy that everybody's, obviously they're on Facebook and stuff like that. Everyone's getting the message and everyone's just doing their part to help the victims and the families and everyone that's affected by what happened.
Okay, so as for what is needed, well, many donation drop-off locations, including the one here at the University of St. Thomas, are in need of many of the items here on your screen. They include non-perishable food items, things like towels, water, blankets, and bedding, even pet food for cats and dogs. Now, if you are planning to drop off here at the Veteran Success Center, organizers are asking that your items be in either bags or they are in plastic totes just to make the process easier. And again, the drop-off location here will start at 9 o'clock and will run till 3 o'clock this afternoon. For a full list of the other locations across the Houston area that are accepting donations, we have all of that for you and much more with this story on our website, khou.com. Jacob, we'll send it back to you.
And Amanda, you were telling me, and thank you so much, Devon, that reporting is so important. It's what a lot of people tune in to see. How can I help? And here, while they're also thinking about how can I help, a lot of us and a lot of the people who are from here, as you know, are thinking about what actually happened behind the scenes. What are some of the questions that you're hearing?
And there have been so many of them, right? We have heard from people, could this have been avoided? Could this loss of life have been avoided? And we have asked officials those questions. We have heard them say they really wanted to focus on the rescue and recovery first, and reuniting families and letting families know in some cases the worst news of their life before they address those. We do anticipate a little later today being able to discuss that again, and I know that's something that you wanted to also talk a little bit about, is the fact that officials are going to go before us.
Yeah, they're not constantly giving us updates, but today at 10 o'clock in the morning they will hold another briefing where they say they're willing to answer some questions. Steph, we hope to learn more about what we really haven't addressed much.
Yes, we hope that they can answer some of the tough questions that they've been avoiding all weekend. Jacob and Amanda, we will check back in with you a little bit later. For now, we turn to this story. Residents and property owners across the Hill Country are still assessing the destruction caused by that flood. The catastrophe has left behind widespread damage. Our Matt Doherty spoke with a family who returned to their longtime home on the river for the first time since the flood.
I moved here in 1956.
I was born in 1960.
We lived 64 years here.
This is the home at the intersection of Memorial Boulevard and Richardson Street, where Olivia Chapins and her husband raised a daughter and two boys, including Rick.
We used to swim right down there,
They grew up here. And
run fish down here, put trot lines out.
I didn't have to worry about my boys because in the summer, all his friends, their friends came down and fished and camped, and it was very, very happy time for them.
Up until a few years ago, the Chapins family's homestead comprised 2.5 acres of riverfront real estate. From the grassy open lots to the commercial building along the street and the little house in the back that overlooks the Guadalupe. But in 1978, life for the Chapins changed.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning, the guy next door had a store, and he came knocking on my door. Said, "You better move out." He said, "We're expecting another flood."
Luckily, Olivia and her husband made it out in time, but their washateria business never recovered. In 1987, their home was hit again.
Nightmares with it. Every little amount of rain, she'd paranoid. She wouldn't sleep.
It was a beautiful place, but I'm thankful to God to have given me the opportunity to be able to sell.
You don't see that too often.
My husband died in 22, and we sold it. And thank God for that. Because that was my fear all the time, as much as I love the place.
Olivia and Rick have returned to their old house tonight to see the damage left behind from the 4th of July.
In 78, 87, and all these little floods, Never devastation like today.
The 100-year-old cypress trees on the riverbank that Rick climbed as a kid now twisted and toppled.
Probably had about 6 feet of water in that house. You can see the line right above the windows. You can see the line across there.
In some place deep in her soul, Olivia says she knew this day would come.
I feel for all these people that have lost their lives.
Tonight, she leaves words of warning for those who may still think it could never happen to us.
The Guadalupe River is beautiful, but it's also hazardous.
In Kerrville,
Matt Doherty reporting, thank you. And this is brand new video showing members of the Fort Worth Fire Department conducting water rescues in San Angelo on the 4th of July. According to the fire department, quote, these first responders face incredibly dangerous waters to bring terrified people to safety.